The state finals determined by preliminary ranking. We require an artist. We're talking about this. So look, I was thinking. Okay. These entries tell a story graphically or add to a story. They're more than just random facts. More than I think on the very first slide I said talking heads, like a student speak out box is not really an infographic. Okay, you're not really tying that information together unless you have additional information with it or additional design with it. Include more than one data point, usually more than one graphic. Okay, any questions about infographic? Yeah, let's just jump in. Since this can be a 6-person team, it's obviously more than just one story. Newspapers, news magazines, online programs can enter this with any in-depth coverage or even a special section. Maybe you can push in the envelope a little bit and Terrence's not in the room. Maybe even a yearbook section could be an in-depth section, like your mini mag or your end of the year 2024 recap could be, you know, an in-depth section if you're struggling to find something to enter in this, if you're one who likes to stack the categories and you just do yearbook. But single yearbook spreads are not eligible. Okay. Whoops. So here's some Class A winners. This is my little second place one up here at the top with my students. Just a 2-page spread on the servants of Mary who started Marian High School. Okay, not a big deal. But then we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-page spread here. Pulling back the curtain, on the troubled teen industry. So this is intense. This is really great. Which school? Did somebody in here? Tell us about it.
So this was my editor, and so it's one person that worked on this in-depth coverage, and
Wow.
it was like her passion project for 3 months, 4 months, and we had to work with families because we were talking to teenagers who were struggling with addiction, and they were sent to these wilderness therapy programs. So I had to do a lot of chatting with LPS, like kind of officials, to figure out how we approach this. But yeah, this took her, Chloe, a very long time to put together.
Totally worth it though.
Yes, yeah.
Great story. And they have a news magazine. So these are magazine pages, magazine spread. But this could make it in any professional magazine out there. So that was first place in Class A.
Beautiful. That first one with the sun.
Oh, the photo, she did not take that, yeah.
But great photos.
Students submitted, the student she interviewed submitted photos.
The things that we wouldn't have probably entered in the past. Okay, these are 2-page spreads. No, this bottom one's a 4-page spread. Student censorship, and then military life. And you've seen this story before, right? This story was a feature. So that's what's a nice thing about this category. If you've got really great infographics, good feature stories, good news stories, good opinion pieces that are part of an in-depth package, submit them again. I'm sure their name is on that entry as well. So more Class A. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 page. David, do you want to tell them about that? Big story, big fun, I'm sure.
My
and
kids
the cover.
are scary because they like murder. So they really just wanted to focus the whole paper on that. So it took them a couple months to get it all in there. But they like to approach it where the cover and then like the back page and the entertainment all tie in. So it's kind of like a themed magazine.
Very cool. So if we would tease something on our cover, you should put your cover with your in-depth package. This is not a diet gone wrong. Is that somebody else's in here? Okay, it was more pages than that, but it wasn't very.
I think it was
graphic.
4 or 5 pages, but 3 students worked on this. There was a research component, feature component, and I think an opinion component that each of the girls worked on.
So possibilities are endless.
And Marcia,
Yeah.
one of the spreads is missing, but yeah, so
Oh my
mine was
gosh.
longer
Okay.
than that.
Okay. And here's some Class B winners. This was first place. Again, I should have written down schools to remember. Anybody? This spread would not have worked at my school. I could not print that spread. And then this was
a lot of us couldn't, to be fair.
2 pages in a longer tabloid broadsheet. Good, that's yours. Want to talk about it?
Well, like she said about that feature article being in somebody else's, having a feature plus having something that's in-depth, plus having student interviews, we just try to come up with an overall topic. So that one's jobs. We need to work on headlines and giving it an overall topic, but then we can include a lot of different kids. I do struggle a little bit because when we split things up, we often have more than 6 kids on it, so I have to just decide, because you want your layout designers to be included in it.
Right.
So I try to get them to be included in the writing as well. So like the one on the right, she did that infographic, which was from scratch, and so that was very involved. It didn't make it an infographic, but I think it adds to the page.
Yes. Yes. Very much so. Some more class Bs?
Oh, the left is us too. You know, you just never know what's gonna happen.
Right.
That middle part.
I tell my kids who can't write about some of the things that other people can, that we can write about things that other people can't too. I mean, we can write about the saints among us and your patron saints, and we could do that. It's just finding a judge who's going to appreciate that niche is sometimes difficult too. But look at the color package over here. I mean, beautiful work, I think. Is that someone's in here? Really like these. Okay, more class B. Bear tats, that's yours, David, isn't it? No, bear.
Is that Blair?
Maybe it's Blair's. So this, they submitted the full cover, but this story is what led to this page, to that spread. So that's why it's highlighted. Class C. I don't even know if I have all of the pages of Southern Vallis here.
I think that's all of it, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
Well, no, I think they're out of order is what I'm looking at, but that's
sorry.
fine, yeah, no, it was,
Okay.
yeah.
But what a cool in-depth coverage idea.
Yeah. I mean, it started with the one when home isn't safe. She wrote that because she got evacuated and luckily her house did not burn down, but just the emotions of all of that. And then she's the one that did the layout and the design for it. I don't know, in our small town, we've got that cadet program. So we've got kids that are juniors and seniors that are involved in the volunteer fire department. And
That's really cool. And so is this the first, so that was first place? Yeah, great. And this is second place, the purple haze at the new dress code.
And that was one of ours too, yeah. That was an interesting one because those were a lot of my younger kids last year. But they did a nice job.
I like that there's photos in them. Sometimes there's not, and it's hard to get a photo sometimes for your topics, but I think photos really help. And the third one. You had 1, 2, and 3?
We did.
Oh my
yes.
gosh,
Yes.
congratulations. I guess she's your in-depth queen over there. Okay.
When we got to the award ceremony and my 3 were left up there, I was just shouting like the whole time. The kids were just like, calm down. And I'm like, no. Yeah, but yeah, no, it was, I mean, our counselor does a great job with Apply to College Day and a lot of that came out of there, but they reached out to graduates from the year before to get some of their advice about starting that freshman year of college and talked about where all of our staff went to college. I mean, they pulled in a lot of fun pieces.
And this work in 9 to 5, 5 to 9, essentially one long story, but you know, students speak out and then a sidebar story. And tying it all together, more than just one story. Good. So to me, it seems like the days of a center double page spread is really disappearing looking at these. So awesome in-depth reporting. I don't think we need to limit it. I think it's great that it can be whatever. Is the content relevant, appealing, newsworthy, compelling, timely? Do you have multiple facets and viewpoints explored? Evidence of thorough and efficient background research? Organization with a focus being clear. I don't need to read it all. Voice, overall effect. So adding the ideas, being sure that design is part of the rubric for this was important to us as an advisory committee because it wasn't in there before, but the design has to help sell it. And you can see that by these, you know, they have a continuous Some of the stronger ones have a continual design or color scheme or something that ties them all together. Thoughts? I've said already, you may notice that some of the stories and the graphic figures and other categories, and that's great. I would, even though you only had one person really doing that big long one, would still try to find a way to get more people to go to state. Like, even if they just took a picture, or even if they helped edit, they don't have to have proof they did anything. You can submit up to 6 names. So they all get medals. So support them, help them get there. So the copy editor and your managing editor can be part of that team only if, So, and all of your entries have to have different names, but if one name is different, that's a different entry.